to try to push this back and go the other way.
Hi everyone.
Hello everyone. In this video, I will teach you how to play UNO Stacko. Essentially, it is Jenga with a smearing of UNO. As you can see, all of the colors, numbers, and symbols from the famous card game are printed on the blocks. In this box are 45 blocks and a loading tray. And of course the instructions are printed on the loading tray. So I can't do this video from this angle right here. There's just no room. So I'm gonna have to do this on the floor. This is what the tower should normally look like when starting the game. Here's a tip. Use the included loading tray to make the tower nice and even. So to win the game, you have to be the player that pulled and placed the last block. In other words, you win before the player that made the tower fall over. Take for example, in a 4-player game, I would be player number 4 and I would make the tower fall over. That means player 3 would win the game. So decide who goes first. The turn order is clockwise. The player who goes first then has to build the tower just like this. All of the numbers, colors, and symbols are all randomized with 3 blocks per layer. Every layer has to face in the opposite direction of the layer above it. So the bottom layer shown here is facing this way. Well, I'll use my thumb, facing this way. The layer above it is facing this way, and so forth in a pattern shown like this. I'm going to play along as I teach you so you guys have a better understanding on how this game works. So after building the tower, the player who goes first then picks a block from the tower and places it on top. Keep in mind though that you can only pick blocks that are below the highest completed level. So this right here is the current highest completed level, so you can't pick any of these 3 blocks. But you can pick one of the blocks below it or any of the ones below that. And obviously, you can't choose any blocks that are already sitting on top of the highest completed level. So, on this first turn, I'm going to go for that red 4 down there. See if I can get it. Okay, I'm going to look on this side. There it is. Easy. Ooh, that's not good. The tower's moving a little bit. I'm going to try to push this back and go the other way. Okay, easy. I must have picked a bad block, but I'm already in this deep. Easy. I got it. So again, I drew this red 4. Because a new layer is going to be created, I have to place this block in this direction as shown. And I did this whole thing correctly. Not just because I'm holding this camera with one hand and I have to use the other only, but that's the rules. You are not allowed to use both of your hands when picking blocks. So you can use one of your hands like I just did and go for loose blocks, and at any time you can switch over to your other hand and go back and forth. You can even take the time to fix up the tower a little bit when necessary, just as long as you only use one hand. If you catch any players using both of their hands when picking blocks or fixing up the tower, shout UNO, pick a color, and the player who got caught has to draw 2 blocks from the tower of the chosen color and place them on top, disregarding what the blocks show. Now it's turn number 2. Now I'm going to go for the red 3 right here. Ooh, this one's a little bit tight too. Careful. Ooh, that was not a good tug. So of course, this is what I just did, and you have to do this. Whatever block was played last, which was this red 4, the next block has to be either the same color, or the same number, or wild. As such, I picked the same color, so there's a match. And you don't have to place it right next to it, you can place it over here if you want to. So, on the next turn, when the 3rd block is placed, you can't place them on top in this direction because this level right here is still incomplete. And because this level is incomplete, the level below it is still the current highest completed level, meaning you can't choose any of these 5 blocks shown. So for the next one, for turn 3, there's a blue 3 down there, so I'm going to go for that. And this one's very loose. There. Of course, I picked this one even though it's blue. The last block that was placed was a 3, and I picked a 3 because it matches 3. Do you see the familiarity? It's just like UNO, the card game. So, now that this level has been completed, now I can pick, or any players playing that is, can pick from this level right here, because this new level is now the new highest completed level. For my next block, I'm going to pick the one right down there. Oh, it's loose. And I got it. The tower did not fall. So I'll make a new layer and place it on top. Another thing, when you place a block on top and you let go, your turn is over. Even if the block that you just placed may not look even along with the tower. So if any players are not meticulous enough when they build the tower up, the tower may not look very pretty, increasing the risk of having the tower fall over. So be careful. The only thing left to discuss now would be the 4 different symbols. Let's start with the one that I just played. This one is wild. You can notice it easily because it's a purple block. You can pull this wild block for any block at any time. The player who plays this block chooses a color, and then the next player has to choose a block of the chosen color. So for the wild block that I just played, let's say I picked the color blue. So I'm going to pick a blue block now. And I'm going to go for this one down here. And I got it. It took a few seconds. And I'll place it on top as such. So for this block, I decide to play the draw 2 symbol. If anyone plays the draw 2 block, then the next player has to draw 2 blocks instead of 1 of the same color. So let's do that right now. 2 blue blocks. Let's see. This one way down here. There's a blue 4. Very easy. Alright, so now that we have a completed level, a new current highest completed level, I can go for this 3 right down here, which is blue, and use that. Easy though. It's all about patience when you're playing this game. That's another thing I forgot to mention. So there's those 2 blocks that represents the draw 2 block played earlier. Then the next player then has to pick the block that matches the second. So in other words, let's say there was a 3-player game. Player 1 just drew the draw 2 block, which means player 2 had to pick 2 blue blocks, which would be this one and then this one right here. The third player will then have to pick a block that matches the color of the second block placed from the draw 2 block earlier. So keeping this game going, the next block being played has to be blue. But I can always go for this wild block right here. I am taking a lot of risks. That was a tight block. So I play a wild, and I'm going to pick a color and say, how about I'll pick red for a color and go for this block. Oh god. Oh my word, look at that. Whew. Anyways, for the next block, I played this one, and I have a new completed level. Anyways, this symbol right here, this is a skip block. A player that plays this has the next player, obviously, skip their next turn. Then the player after that has to pick a color that matches that block. I wish I could play one final block, but it looks like the tower is going to fall over, so I'll just show you the final symbol. It's this one right here. This is the reverse symbol. A player who plays a block with a reverse symbol changes the turn order and reverses it. A second reverse block must be played to revert the turn order back to normal. And of course, to whoever played a reverse block, the next block being played afterwards has to match the color. And then there's one last thing I want to say, that whoever is going to play a 2-player game of this, all reverse and skip blocks are changed to draw 2 blocks. Okay, and that's how you play UNO Stacko. That's going to do it. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe for more, and don't forget to check out my gaming channel, Markis P Gaming, for video game Let's Play content. I will see you later, but until then, like always, take care. No, I'm not pushing the tower over like I did with Throw and Go Jenga.